Wait, over one trip to the supermarket, what happened? I met this guy at the checkout yesterday. We just started talking like we'd known each other before. Ah, careful. Last month you said the guy at the pharmacy had good husband energy, but this one didn't even ask for my number first. He just said, I hope I bump into you again, and left.
These two AI characters are having a full conversation, and I created this using only free tools. And if you have access to internet, you can actually do this today. And in this video, I want to show you exactly how I made this and the mistakes that every other tutorial conveniently skips. So every AI video usually starts with one thing. You have to start with your story, or in this case, a conversation. So the mistake I see people doing is asking AI to write out a story of two people talking, which I think is really vague. Instead, we want to tell AI exactly who these people are, what conversation they are having, the relationship between them, because that's how real conversations are in real life. So I prepared like a master prompt, which I'm going to also share with you in the description section. So I just copied this and put into ChatGPT. So this is telling ChatGPT how we want our conversation looking. And once you've pasted it inside of ChatGPT, there's just a few sections that we are going to change. So this is going to allow us to have the actual characters coming into place. So in terms of characters, I wanted to have a lady called Nora and another one called Stacy, and their relationship is that they are best friends. So this is exactly what you're going to change in the prompt that I'm going to share with you. And the situation or what they're having a conversation about is that I want Stacy to be telling Nora about a guy she met yesterday in the supermarket who she thinks might be the one. And in terms of tone, I want it to be warm. And once I entered that into ChatGPT, this is the conversation that I got. So the idea is to have maybe 5 to 6 lines of conversation so that you don't run out of your AI credits. Yeah, and the next thing, we want to ensure that we have consistent characters for both Stacy and Nora. So this is a prompt that I gave ChatGPT to give me image prompts and character sheets for Nora and Stacy. And I also told it that I want them to be about 26 years old. So we have the character sheet for Nora. You can see she's 26 years old. She's Kenyan. And we also have the character sheet for Stacy, also at 26 years old. Now, the good thing about these character sheets is that they are going to go into details of what exactly your character looks like, so that you're going to have a more or less consistent character during the conversation. So next, we want to actually create these characters. And by the way, this process that I'm taking you through is the exact same process that you would follow if you were doing like a full story, so that you have your characters staying consistent. So this is really important. So ensure you're paying attention. So for the characters, we're going to create them using Google Flow. And Google Flow is absolutely insane when it comes to creating AI images. You're going to see that just now. So once you've signed up and signed in, you're just going to open a new project. And then you're going to go to where it says characters, because we want to build our characters so that we're able to reference them over and over again. So we're then going to go back to ChatGPT, copy the character sheet for Nora, and then bring it back to Google Flow. Just paste it in here. And then you choose a model here. I went with Nano Banana 2 Lite, and then we just enter that. And when it says untitled character here, we're going to name it Nora. And you can see Nora here. I think she looks really realistic. And so this is a portrait. We can also create a full body. And I'll just paste in here the exact same prompt that we have used to create the portrait. Yeah, and this is who I got as my Nora. So when I looked at the portrait and what I got for the full body, I wasn't sure that this was actually like the same character. So I asked it to do like a reroll. This is like generating it again. Yeah, now this looks more like our Nora. Let's do the same for Stacy. So I went to ChatGPT and I copied the Stacy character prompt here, came back to Google Flow, and then I chose new character and entered in our prompt. I named it as Stacy. Yeah, so now we have our Stacy and we have our Nora. We can now move on to creating an image where they're having a conversation and then proceed to animating it. So I copied one of the image prompts that ChatGPT had given me, just pasted it back into Google Flow. And now I was going to add in the characters that we have created. So I added them in using the full body images. And this is the image that I got. So we have them here in a supermarket. And I thought this image was really awesome. And now we go to the next step of animating these images so that they're having the full conversation. So I asked ChatGPT to give me the dialogue prompts. So these prompts are what is going to bring our video to life. And I had asked ChatGPT to generate for me like 2 lines at a time so that I would not run out of credits when the people are talking. So we have the first video prompt for line 1 and 2, and you can see we have the dialogue here, and then we have the video prompt below here. So this is exactly what I'm going to copy, and then I'm going to take back to the image that we have just generated, and up here you ask it to animate. So now you can paste in the prompts that you have, yeah, and then go back for the dialogue prompt. Okay, just copy this, bring it back to Google Flow. So we now have to choose what we want created. So we want a video, we want to use Omni Flash since it's going to use lesser credits. Okay, and we want it 16:9. We'll be generating one video and at 8 seconds. So you can see it's going to use around 12 credits. So this took about a minute to have the video done. This is what it looks like.
Wait, over one trip to the supermarket, what happened? I met this guy at the checkout yesterday. We just started talking like we'd known each other before.
Yeah, so that was like really good. I actually went back and I created a second video using the exact same steps. So at this point I had used about 24 credits. So 12 credits for the first video and 12 credits for this other video. And you can see that I now have 18 credits remaining, which refresh tomorrow. Yeah, so this is what the second video looked like.
Ah, careful. Last month you said the guy at the pharmacy had good husband energy, but this one didn't even ask for my number first. He just said, I hope I bump into you again, and left.
So I actually went a step further and edited this inside of CapCut. So no fancy editing, just putting the clips together back to back, exporting that, and this is what the final video looked like.
Wait, over one trip to the supermarket, what happened? I met this guy at the checkout yesterday. We just started talking like we'd known each other before. Ah, careful. Last month you said the guy at the pharmacy had good husband energy, but this one didn't even ask for my number first. He just said, I hope I bump into you again, and left.
Yeah, like that was really, really awesome. So when I first had this idea, I thought it was going to be really easy to do. And before I tried out Google Flow, I actually had tried out Quen. And this is what I got from Quen. And this is after having the video, getting stuck like at 99% for hours,
One trip to the supermarket yesterday. I met this guy talking, and I don't know, it felt easy, like we'd known each other before.
But in trying out Quen, when it was stuck like at 99%, I decided to go and try out self-hosting just to see whether I would be able to access Quen in a better way. So I got all the way to installing Pinocchio, and I actually had it starting to install the prerequisites. And in that process, I realized that probably I did not have the system requirements to be able to self-host, because I need like a high-powered, I think, NVIDIA GPU. So I stopped that process altogether. And at that point I said, let me try out whether Google Flow is something that we can use for this. And you can see that the results speak for themselves. In fact, what I've done is that I've created a spreadsheet, and as I continue to try out these tools, see what works and what doesn't, test out which is actually free, I'm going to be filling this out. I'm also going to share with you in the description down below as a resource of sorts, so that you don't have to go through the process of actually testing out all these tools. I'll have done the work for you. So my name is Paris, and ensure you're subscribed to the channel so that you don't miss out on more tutorials just like this one, and I'll catch you on the next one.